Hello, Coven members. Would you like to read a book with me? I am going to read The Wrath and the Fallen by Nicole. It came out this week, and it is the newest book in her series, the Gods and Monsters series. This is our book club series of 2025. Even though the series is not complete, we are getting up to date because we have a book retreat coming up, and at the book retreat we are going to be talking about the series, so I have to get all caught up. This is the first physical edition that I have. I went to Barnes & Noble and it was still on the cart, and she was like, I don't know where to put it. I said front and center. But anyway, she's thick and I'm super excited to take you along the journey. Okay, it's been like 2 weeks since I made the first video. We are still reading The Wrath and the Fallen. I'm just in such a bad slump from Alchemized, but The Wrath of the Fallen is slowly getting me out of it. Life is happening. I'm not going through it as quickly as I wanted to, but here we are. However, there have definitely been moments where my jaw has been on the floor. This gives the same vibes as the rest of the series. Sometimes with longer series, I feel like the vibes are off, they're different. Sometimes I feel like the characters have changed. No, Nicole is a master character writer. Her characters are exactly the same. Samuel and Diana are up to their shenanigans. It's great so far. I am 27% done. There's something that happens to Diana. I think it's at the end of chapter 9. I was like, what? It's one of my favorite tropes. But it quickly resolves, but I know that it's going to be a factor later on. And when I finished book 3, I was kind of like, how is there going to be 7 books in this? But there are now other characters and other aspects of this world that's being reintroduced, or that's not reintroduced, but that's being introduced. And I'm like, okay, so once this main baddie's taken care of, we have this other stuff that's going to be happening. So the plot is plotting. It's doing good. We got a POV from Xavier, which I'm very excited about to see what he's up to. I'm just going to continue on and give you any updates as they come. I'm 50% through Wrath of the Fallen, and minor spoilers. I love Death, not necessarily as a character, but the way that he's kind of following everyone around and kind of helping with decisions, like Mishka, I'm not sure how to say her name. So, like, I really like that aspect of it. Normally, I kind of hate the, you died, you come back to life, but in this context, it makes a lot of sense for me. Also, everyone knows this, but Diana is still a badass. The fact that she just burnt out Gathriel is amazing. And I did not see this coming. I did not see a forced alliance between Diana, Samkiel, and Isaiah and Caden. So I am here for this dynamic. I cannot wait to see what happens. Hey guys, so I finally have some time to just sit and read with you on The Wrath and the Fallen. I am 77% done, and I'm going to try to finish it on camera with you, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it right now. But this book has had my jaw on the floor for half of it. Stuff happens that absolutely shocked me that I wouldn't expect. It's not miscommunication trope, because I absolutely hate miscommunication trope. I just wish everyone could get together in a room and explain what's happening. And then also too, there are some found family members that I don't feel like is getting a lot of attention, which I know there's going to be 3 more books, so, like, I kind of understand. Hopefully, like, they're explored more in future books. I don't know. I just kind of feel like they're getting pushed to the wayside a little bit. They're being used a little bit more as, like, plot armor or moving the plot along. Whereas, like, the reason why I loved book 2 so much was because of the found family and everything. So we're just going to take some time. I don't have the big light on or anything, so sorry about the lighting, but I have my fireplace on. Ignore the mess. I'm down in my library, and I honestly almost never read down here, so I just wanted to take some time to read with you and see and try to finish this book. I can't believe it's almost over. Like, It took me so long to like get into it and everything. And now that like I'm 77% done, I'm like, I can't believe it. Like, I say this is it. I know there's more books coming up. Like, this book just came out, so it's going to be so long. All these other books, I've had another book like waiting for me, and this one is totally different. So, because I'm just going to have to wait so long to see what happens after this. Oh my gosh. Someone's tongue just got ripped out. Okay. The betrayal is insane. Oh my god. I did it. I finally finished The Wrath of the Fallen by Amber v. Nicole. I wanted to do a review for you guys, final thoughts. This section will be non-spoiler, and then at the very end, I will get to some spoilers if you want to hear that. Overall, I loved this book. This continues to follow Diana and Samuel. They are definitely like the main focus of this book. I gave this book 4.5 stars, and to me, it's... So my ranking, my favorite one is Throne of Broken Gods. And then The Wrath of the Fallen is like just right behind it, just by like a fraction behind it. The only reason why it's not exactly equal is because there isn't as much found family in this one, at least that I connected with, right? There was so much found family in Throne of Broken Gods. And then Book of Azrael, and then Dawn of the Cursed Queen. This entire series is a solid 4.5 for me. I feel like one of the future books will probably be a 5-star read for me. This is still continuing the main plot line through the entire series so far. We don't get as many POVs in this, but we still get interesting POVs. Like, we got Xavier's POV a couple of times, which I thought was super neat and super interesting. Diana is still a badass. Samuel is still a badass. I love the character growth. I love how much they love each other. Even though I could see some people saying that it's a little too much at times, but I think that's really just like driving it home. And then the way that this book ends, which I'm not going to say right now how it ends, but it kind of makes a little bit more sense. One thing that Amber v. Nicole does really, really great is her characters. Her characters are so in depth and deep. And another good thing about this book is that the tone of the characters is the same. Like, and what I mean by that is, so one criticism of the Crescent City series is that the main character, Bryce, sounds tonally different, is doing different things than maybe we would expect her to do in the third book compared to the first two. Whereas, like, I feel like Amber v. Nicole like wrote everything all at once and then just decided to chop it up into 4 books. I don't know what to expect from her characters. My jaw was on the floor so much in this book. Their motivations and what they do makes sense to their character. I am a little bit nervous about the next book. And it's the only reason why I'm nervous is because of a trope that I'm afraid might happen. That is not one of my favorite tropes, which I'll talk about in the spoiler section. And I really don't like looking up tropes ahead of time. That's not something that I enjoy doing as much as other people. But I'm still going to read it. The ending was insane. The ending of this reminded me of the ending of Book of Azrael, in the sense that you're like, oh my gosh, the next book, it's probably going to start with rage and destruction. And I'm here for it. I'm ready to see what's going to happen. This is book 4, and apparently there's going to be 7 books. And I'm a little sad because, like, I started this series this year, and I always had another book to look forward to. And now I'm all caught up And so not everything's going to be as fresh in my mind as reading the rest of the series. But I am going to finish this series. This series is really phenomenal. I would say if you are a little bit more advanced in your fantasy reading, and you love the characters and the growth of those characters, then this is a series for you for sure. Now we're going to talk spoilers. So if you followed along the reading vlog, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. See you in the next one. We're going to be reading Treacherous Swans in November, and that's the book I'm going to start next. Join our Fable if you want to read Treacherous Swans by A.B. Portnick with us. I'm super stoked about that one. I'm also going to be starting Brimstone on audiobook. That released yesterday, and I'm super stoked. In this book, Caden comes to the palace and frees Isaiah and then kidnaps Miska. And then Miska escaping Nismera's palace and going with Caden and Isaiah kind of surprised me. And then she healed him. But I think that just shows like how pure she is as a character. I feel like in one point of the book, it said that she was 11, and then another point she said she was 13. So I'm not really sure how old she is. I really like the way that death is played into this book. Characters dying and coming back to life is not my favorite thing. I do think it's a little overused in fantasy books, but the way that this was presented, it made sense. To me, plot has to make sense. And this one, it did. Like, yes, she sacrificed part of her soul to bring back Samkuel, and she's obviously pretty popular. She's obviously a pretty strong soul, so like that makes sense. And the way that death is tying Caden and Isaiah together to Diana, that way they all have to work together, I thought was really brilliant. When Caden died in Dawn of the Cursed Queen, I was kind of like, okay, we're finally making way for, Nismera to be really the ultimate bad guy. And then he came back and I was like, however, I really like how they still acknowledge that Caden loves Diana. He kind of doesn't know how to love her the right way, though, in a sense. I think there's something really powerful about that message, because you can love people so much, but like if you are not right for them, if you're not doing right by them, or if you've never been taught how to love correctly, then yeah, so I think it has a really powerful message. I really like Camilla a lot, but I do not like her with Vincent. I don't like them together. I don't like Vincent. I don't like it. I wish there's a little bit more explanation of the bond that he has with Nismera. It says in this book that if he is near her and she gives a command, he has to follow it. But then, like, the entire time that he was with the Hand and, like, Throne of Broken Gods, he wasn't near her. So why couldn't he just be like, hey, can you guys break this curse for me? I understand him not liking Diana, and I think everyone else understood that. But I don't like them together for some reason. All of the other ships, everything else, I totally ship Caden with Faye. I think they would be super cute together. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm afraid Caden's gonna die for real because he doesn't have like a love interest right now. And I just feel like if you don't have a love interest, then you're on the chopping block. Speaking of not having a love interest and being on the chopping block, I did not cry during this book. However, I wanted to throw my Kindle across the room when Reggie died. I knew he was going to die. And it made me so sad because I feel like Reggie had so much more potential in this story. Yeah, and like not the prophecy part. Like literally like the father part. It compares to like she didn't have Azrael as a father, then they lost their parents, and so this was like a father figure to her, and just yet another person that she's lost that's close to her. I was so upset that he died. And then I was kind of like, oh, are they going to bring him back to life? And then Death came in and she's like, please, please, please. He's like, you have nothing left to give. I was kind of like, I can appreciate the finality of it for sure. Now, I know he's a fate, so there might be some other loophole later on, but I liked the finality of it in this book in particular. And I have a feeling that it's going to be a motivator for her in the future. I don't really know how the blood and the chalice made her more powerful. It just kind of gave her answers. But maybe we'll see a power surge in future books. I want more Logan and Navera and Imogen. Imogen at least had one chapter POV. Logan and Navera was mentioned one time in this book. And I know that Caden is the one that said the words put the spell on him, but I'm confused why he can't undo it or how he doesn't know how to undo it. Now that Camilla is back in the picture, maybe she can help break them from that spell. Okay, so on to the trope that I'm a little worried about. Diana is killed by Nismera at the end of this book, right? Which obviously means that Caden and Isaiah died because they're all bound. They don't go to a different realm. They don't go on to, they go into the past, and she sees Gabby again in like her old apartment that she was in Book of Azrael. And this is where I'm worried. Time travel to me in books is funky and weird, and a lot of times I don't feel like it's done very well. Now, I have full faith in Amber v. Nicole. I think that she can do it in a way that I like and appreciate. It just still makes me nervous about what this means. Because, like, we know that Death has control over kind of where they go. He's brought them back and everything. So, Death obviously put them there, right? Right? I have so many questions about how the world works at times. Diana and Sam Keel, they're still so powerful, but there are times that I feel like they get beat a little too easy. I want them to have an easy win. I want them to be happy. And it was definitely heavily implied that, like, there's going to be a kid in future books. I don't anticipate a kid until book 6 because Diana died, obviously Sam Keel is going to go, like, on a rampage. He kind of already did with Oblivion, right? So, but they've been captured now. Cameron and Xavier are finally going to be able to talk to each other again and hopefully get everything straightened out. I think it's going to take some time, but I think they're going to get everything straightened out. As soon as Sam Keel gets out, he's going to go on a rampage for sure, just like Diana did after Gabby died. This book is just so intricate in the different plot lines, and I think Amber v. Nicole does an amazing job. Honestly, the only, like, the half star that I took off is just for minor plot things that I just can't get out of my head. But my gosh, this is beautiful. It's a masterpiece. The whole series is so good. And I really encourage anyone that's into romantasy, fantasy, even like high fantasy. I think that you would really enjoy this series for sure. And I really need book 5 like now. That'd be cool. So, but thank you for watching this reading vlog. If you want to see more reading vlogs for specific books, or if you want to see something different in future reading vlogs, I'm happy to hear. Still new to this. I still have a hard time finding time to record when I'm actually reading. I'm sorry I didn't get to record me finishing this book, but that's just how life goes sometimes. But yeah, Rena Treachery of Swans and Brimstone next. So watch out for those reviews in the wrap up. Hopefully this is not the only book in my November wrap up because it took a while to get through. Please give this book series a try. It's so good. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.